Yeah. I actually forgot. No, it's not for play. Stop looking at me like that. I'm not going to do. So welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. How you doing? Um, where are you watching us from? I would like to know where you're watching from. Can you drop it in the comments? So, how you doing? How's been the day? How is the day going over there at your side? Well, here it's some afternoon. Yes, and the day is going on well. So, like I placed in the description, the topic, what if you have the chance to start life all over again? What would you do differently? Like if you have the opportunity to start life over again, if you're being given the chance, the privilege to start life all over again, what would you do differently? Let me get your view. I'd like to get your view, opinion about what you would do differently if you have the opportunity to start life again. Life can be in two ways sometimes. It can be good, it can be the other way. But I'd like to know the opinion. If you're to start life all over again, if you're given a chance, like to do this life all over again, probably to pick your gender, to pick your occupation, to do things, or maybe in marriage, what would you like to do? What will you do differently? Well, to me, if I'm to choose life, like if I have the opportunity to start all over again, like starting all over again, though I would still like to come in this gender, being a female, but I would like to do some things differently. Yes, like I would like to, let me even start from when it comes to the kind of job, my kind of career. I would like to have a different career to what I have right now. I studied communication in school. So I graduated as a mass communication graduate. I'm a mass communication graduate. But honestly, if I'm to do life again, I would like to be a nurse. Yes. Yes, I would like to go into the health sector or probably in tech. I would like to focus in tech. And another thing, if I'm to start life all over again, probably I may not like to get married quickly. because though marriage is good, is sweet, but what comes with it? There are a lot of things like pregnancy, childbearing, child caring for a child. So there are a lot of things that I would like to change if I'm to start life all over again. Okay, do not mind that. Okay, Ashem. I don't know maybe if I get your name right, get the pronunciation. So the baby want to. Don't mind that. Oh, talking about being passionate. Yes, I'm actually passionate about one thing I've discovered about me is that I'm passionate about you know giving people advice, counseling. I think that's one thing I've discovered about myself. That's one thing I think I'm passionate about. I like communicating. Yes, like he can be with you for an hour, 2 hours, and the communication will be flowing. Like I like to relate with people. I like to discuss real life experience. But sometimes passion. Everything is not about passion. Yes, as much as you're passionate about some things. What do you want? Do you want to talk? Do you want to talk as well? Yes. Oh, I haven't. I haven't, honestly. And I feel that I might not be able to fit into because it is not what I have been doing right from time. I'm an art student, yes. So I don't know anything about science. Yes, that's one thing. Going back to, oh my goodness. Do you want to talk? I haven't tried that, but I'm actually looking into tech. Yes, I'm looking into tech. I've started some courses in tech. So, but I actually admire nursing. I admire them because they are caregivers. I admire that career and tech also. But I also enjoyed when I was actively working as a because I've actually worked in a radio station there. Oh my baby. So when I was doing that, I actually enjoyed it. Yes. But I'm just saying that if I'm to do live again, if I'm to start all over, I would love to be a nurse. Yes. I would love to be a nurse. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You can learn the students are learning. Wow. Yes, it's free now because technology has made everything free. Yes, informations are even out there. For okay, you say try to do that on YouTube. You can learn what high school students are learning. Education is now free, unlike before when only schools are the custodians of knowledge. Yes, exactly. Yes, you know, and that's one very very advantage, big advantage of technology. Like you can you can learn anything. Like once you are determined, yes, I get it. But there are some things actually when it comes to nursing. There are some things that you can't just learn everything because the practical aspect of it, you can't just do it. Okay, read at home and still learn. Tend to exactly. Yes, that's one thing. Sometimes you just there's another thing. You have to even when choosing the career, you have to create time for your baby. Yes, create time for the family. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. Thank you, Hashim, for the time and your comments. I really appreciate. Can I know your okay? Can you just drop an answer to this question? Like if you had to pick things all over again, what would you like to do? And can I know what you're into currently? What career are you into? Or what aspect of life do you feel that if you had to redo it, what will you do better? What will you do? Oh, come on, don't touch it. So if you're just joining, the topic is if you have to start life all over again, what will you do differently? Yes, probably in your career, in your marital life, in your spiritual life, or in any aspect of any rest of your life. What will you do differently? Oh, okay, you're currently running a business. Okay, you like to you like to not date any lady seriously and just really. I guess you must have life must have taught you a lesson in a very very I don't know how to put it. Wow. So you like not to date any lady seriously and just focus, but we need each other. As a guy, you need a woman in your life. Though I'm not saying that without the other gender, one can make it in life. I think we are both ethnic, but even with that, each gender, I still feel that you can still figure life alone. But definitely, there's an aspect, there's an area you definitely need the other gender. Either as a female, you definitely need a male in your life. Then as a male, there are some instances you also need a female in your life. But I guess the other gender must have, taught you something that really got you. I'm really, really sorry about that. Or probably maybe you've experienced things in a different way. I'm really, really sorry about that. Well, I just hope you have a second thought and life is beautiful, life is sweet. So I wish you the very best. Ashim, thank you for your comments. Where are you watching us from right now? We are just joining the live section. Well, let me introduce myself again. My name is Blessing. I'm a stay at home mom. Yes, and you can see my beautiful baby. So, talking about if you had to do some things all over, what will you do differently? Yes. Do you want to say yes? If you had to do some things all over again, what will you do differently? Can you drop it in the comments? Let me get what's your view regarding this? Like if you have to probably you want if you have to remarry, will you still marry that your partner? Will you still, if you have to remarry, will you still marry that your partner? If you have to go back to school, will you still study that course? Yes, if you have to pick an occupation, a career, will you still go for what you're currently doing or you do something differently? If you have to pick a country of your choice, you have to pick a country where you would like to be, will you still like to come from that country of yours or you pick another country? So if you have to do some things, if you have to do life all over, what will you do? Will you do things differently or just the way you're currently living the life? So that's it. As for me, life sometimes you can't always get it can be it cannot always be perfect at times. Yes. So there are some aspects that definitely if I'm to pick all over again, if I'm to do things all over again, I'm going to definitely do differently. I'm going to pick it differently. Yes. As much as one thing that I'd love to when I was growing is to get married early. Yes. And if at all I'm going to, but over the years, yes, I realized that getting married early is not really an achievement like that. Yes, while growing up, I said I would love to get married, settle down, have a good partner, and at the age of 22, 24. Yes, I actually wanted to give birth early and retire from childbearing early. But life can happen at times. And again, as I grew, I got to understand that marriage isn't an achievement. Like before getting married, are you really established? Like, have you discovered your purpose? You know, some people, it's after they got married, that's when they discover their purpose. That's when they discover that there is more to life. And you know, there is a kind of restriction you get when you're married. You can't just you can't just expand. You can't just so while I was growing up, my own thinking is okay, I would love to get married early so I can give birth early and stop childbearing. But there are more to life than getting married early. Yes. So that was my intention then. And that was my own understanding then that it's good. I'm not trying to bring down or say early marriage is bad. It isn't. But what I'm trying to say is if you're able to discover yourself early, discover who you are, your purpose in life, you know, your goal and aspiration. Then after discovering that, if you're ready to get married, then it's fine. But if I'm going to choose life again, you know, if I'm going to do life again or to start all over, I would like to be more or really, really established, very, very established, either in my career, in any area of my life, before now saying I would like to get married. Because marriage comes with a lot of things. It's sometimes it takes a lot from you, especially as a woman. I think men still I think it's from both ends, both it's cut across both genders. Marriage takes from you. When you're married is quite different from your way of life will be quite different from when you used to be single. You know, there is a sense of responsibility. You're now responsible to someone. So before you even do things, you have to think twice. So when it comes to if I'm to start life all over again in marital aspect, I think I'll have to think twice. Like know that I'm not enjoying my marriage, but like I like to discover myself first. Then okay, I can now proceed if I'm actually ready. Another aspect I would like to if I am to start all over again. Okay, if you're just joining us, what we are discussing is that if you're to start life all over again, what would you do differently? Can you drop that in the comments? So, can you drop that in your comments, please? If you are to, you know, if you are to start life all over again. If you are to do life differently, what will you? If you are to start life all over again, what will you do differently? Can you drop a comment? I really appreciate you dropping your comments. If you are to start life all over again, what are you going to do differently? Like I said, in the area of marital, I like to do something differently. And also, another thing I would like to do differently is is a country of my choice. Hey, is I would like to pick another country, like not really country, but but if I'm to start life all over again, I won't like I may not like to be in the country I am presently. Yes, I may not choose to be in the country I am presently. If I'm to start life all over again, yes. I'm sorry about that. Yes, okay, guys, please drop a comment. What's your opinion? What's your view? If you have to do life all over again, if you have to start life all over again, what would you do differently? What would you do differently? What aspect, what thing do you think you need to change? What change you will you effect? Either your personal life, in any area of your any area of your life, in your finance. Let me talk about my finance. If I'm to start all over again, probably I'll venture into something more solid that is going to fetch me, that's going to help my financial life. Yes, probably I would do that if I'm to start life all over again. Money is good. Money is good. There's nothing bad in having being financially free, having that financial freedom. So, and that's that. If I'm going to start life all over again, I would like to do some things differently. Also, let me bring this in. Let me ask you this question. What has life taught you this year? Yeah, we are almost at the at the end of the first quarter of the year. Tell me, what has life taught you this year? What have you learned this year? What has, come on, what has life taught you this year? Let me get to let me get your opinion in the comment section. Me, lately this year, I've life has taught me about resilience. Yes, it taught me about patience. Yes, and it taught me there's one other thing life has taught me this year. It taught me about being, you know, being independent. When you're independent, there are a lot of things you're going to, a lot of things, especially when you're financially independent. Something happened some time back, this early this year, and it taught me that no matter, um, no matter, I don't know how you would do it, but just always be financially buoyant. Not like you have to be very, very rich. It comes okay. I have a family friend that was actually sick and needed to be hospitalized, and finance was needed, money was needed. So now imagine that the person didn't have that financial strength. I don't know what would have happened. So now I was not thinking that, sometimes you have to prepare yourself ahead of things. You don't know what could come your way anytime. And not everyone is ready to help. And that's why if you have the means, you have the strength to do things for yourself, do it for yourself, because you never can tell what could happen at any time. Your health might be affected, you know. But when you are financially buoyant, anything that comes your way, you would be able to lay hold of them, you'll be able to tackle them. So life has taught me a lot. Another thing life has taught me this year, it taught me patience. Yes, life has taught me patience this year. Yes, this year alone, I learned how to be patient, how to listen than just reacting. Yes, this year I've learned how to listen more than to react or to talk. Sometimes people are just fast to react, you know, than listen. Some people they don't there's difference between listening and then responding. But some people they don't just listen, they just talk. But this year alone, life has taught me that I need to listen first, understand, have that deep understanding before reacting. So if you're just joining this live, you're welcome wherever you're watching from. I welcome you to this live stream on YouTube. And the first question I'm asking is, if you are to change things, if you have to start live all over again, what would you do differently? Yes, what would you do differently? And the second question is, what has life taught you this year? What have you learned this year? What have life taught you this year? So do well to drop your comments. Come on. No. Honestly, being motherhood comes with a lot of things. It's not easy. Honestly, it's not easy. Don't spray my mic. Motherhood has taught me patience. That's one thing I've learned this year. You know, sometimes when your baby do some things, why if it is an elderly person, is a matured adult, the way you react. But since it's a baby, you have to handle them with utmost care. Yes. So patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue because motherhood is going to whine you. Motherhood is going to whine you, but you just have to be patient because these little humans, you have to be extremely patient with them. You have to be extremely patient with them because sometimes the way they react, you just have to be patient with them. What do you have to say? What do you have to say? I don't even have mothers online watching me. What has mother taught you? Because me right now, it's teaching me patience. Yes, I have to be patient. I have to just be observant, listen. Honestly, what can I do for you? Hmm? What can I do for you? This mic is not a toy. Not a toy. So if you just joining us, I would love to know where you're watching from. What is it? No, come on. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Kindly drop a comment in the comment section. Where are you watching from? And how's been the day over there? Is the day just starting? We're in the afternoon over here. What do you want? Do you want water? Do you want water? So, okay. Guys, can you drop comments? Let me get your comments regarding the question. If you had to start live all over again, what would you do differently? What aspects of life, what aspect of your life are you going to, effect change? What aspects, what will you do differently? And also, what has life taught you this year? So far, what has life taught you this year? Can you drop in the comments? No, leave my earrings now. Mm. At the camera, come on, stop that. So, can you drop in the comments? I'm trying to get your comments in the comment section. I've been getting comments before. I don't know. Don't know what happened. Yep. So I'm trying to get comments, but I can't. I can't really see some comments there. I don't know what happened. All right, you're joining us. Where are you watching from? And like I rightly ask, what has life taught you so far this year? What aspects have 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 you have you changed that life? What have life taught you this year? Yes. What aspect of your life do you want to effect change if you have the opportunity to to rewrite your story or to do life again to do something differently? What would you do differently? What would you do differently? Like I said, I would like to probably when it comes to some choice, I would like to, rewrite. I would like to rewrite. I would like to pick some things. So, what would you do differently if you had to start life all over again? If you had to start life all over again, what would you do differently? Would you like to come as a male that you are, or as a female that you are, or you like to come in another version? Yes, if you had to, start life all over again, if you had to pick some things, would you like to come? Would you like to be, to come as a male or as a female? Would you like that? And if you are to do that all over again, would you like to that country where you come from? Would you like to still come from that country? Yes. Would you like that partner of your choice? Would you like to still be with that partner if you had to pick something else entirely? Like if you had to do life all over again, would you do that? Yes, let me get your comments. Honestly, I don't know what's happening in this comment section. I'm not getting messages. Yes. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my live stream. Yes, this is Blessing and a stay at home mom. Yeah. So, what will you do differently if you had to start life all over again? What will you do differently? I'd like to know. I'd like to know what you will do differently if you have the opportunity to start life all over again. What are you going to do differently? Mm.